What's up, bird brain?
What's up, weirdo?
How are you?
Oh shit! I just said the name of our podcast.
I know I was just thinking the other day that the whole point was that every time we call each other, we say, "What's up, weirdo?" or you say that, and then it's just devolved into, "What's up, you fucking rusty
Moron.
asshole?"
It's
We just say the
exciting. It
meanest.
only took 10 episodes to say the name of our podcast.
No, I like when I'm watching a TV show and they say the name, and I'm like, ah.
Today I walked to the gas station. It's so funny that I was trying to think of whenever you were going to call me, what was I going to call you? Like when we talked on the phone. And I just kept saying, I'm just going to call her a psychopath.
Yeah, that's
And
popular.
then on text message, you wrote, you called me a psycho before I could call you a psychopath.
Because you sent me a picture of a chili dog.
I made vegan chili dogs with potato chips for dinner.
That looked good.
So good.
I made mashed potatoes and fake chicken and mushroom gravy.
Well, that sounds delicious too.
It was delightful. Not gonna lie to you. I'm just eating my life away over here. Uh-oh, Bean's getting up. What do you need to stretch? You want to stretch it? He's
My chili dog and chips were great, but I haven't eaten I'm not used to eating greasy food anymore.
no, we need food that we didn't cook.
I mean, it was delicious, but I mean, it felt like I was at a diner eating a greasy chili dog, sucking on a chili dog
Stop
outside of
saying
Tasty Freeze.
stop. You know what I was thinking? This is so gross, but how we say that we hate phrases that people say at bars or whatever. When I texted you before, I had to make a drink so I could just drink while we're on here. And I hate when people say, like, they need to have a drink before they do something. So they're like, I need to get lubed up. That's the grossest thing. I hate it.
I gotta get lubed up.
So that's what is going on right now. What do you have? Ginge?
Ginger and vodka.
I got Sailor Jerry's and Pepsi again.
What's Sailor Jerry's?
Rum. I used to drink
Rum.
it. We weren't supposed to drink when I worked at the bar, but my sneak drink was Sailor and Coke because Sailor is like 90 something proof, 95 or some shit. So I'd be like, well, we gotta make it count. So it's a throwback drink. Uh-oh, Bean snoring.
I took a walk today and it was very cold. And I don't know if
It was a weird day.
I don't know if this sounds correct, but it stems from my childhood when parents would just tell you whatever.
Mhm.
But I have a toothache now, and I think I have my mom used to tell me that you could catch a cold in your tooth.
I never heard that.
Like if you had a cavity or something and you breathed in cold air, you could get a cold in your tooth. She used to tell me that all the time.
That sounds like some backwoods shit.
It sounds like some shit that parents say to their kids when they don't know the answer to stuff. And it sounds like something I would make up. Oh,
Yeah.
you got a cold in your tooth. You went out and you were sucking the cold air.
Yeah.
Because I realize like parents don't know what the fuck is going on. They're just clueless people with kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why we're not doing that shit. Oh, thanks. Pets only.
That's only.
Pets only. And squirrels.
I keep thinking about in August is my 50th birthday, and I keep thinking about, I know, it's mind-boggling.
Hmm.
But I keep thinking about my never getting married, never having kids, wedding, baby shower, where people can give me money and presents because they never had to give me money and presents for having a baby or getting married.
Listen, A, I think about that all the time. And B, I was thinking, I don't even know if I want to say this on here because that ruins the idea, but I was like, I have like a short list of ideas of shit we can do pretty much running all the time. And I know I have a pretty good feeling I'm never going to get married because I don't feel like it. But I do still want to have a wedding. We've had this conversation, but I was thinking we could do like, oh, what's up, weirdo, fucking fake wedding and have like the biggest party and dress up, and then we could get out of our system. I need to have a wedding, a fake one.
My idea was always I'm going to have a ceremony where I'm going to invite everybody to the ceremony and I'm going to proclaim that I'm happy with myself and happy with who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the end of that ceremony. Then there's a big party and we all go and get drunk.
Yeah.
And the thing is like I'll pay for the party
Yeah.
and pay for the drinks and stuff, just like a regular wedding. But
Mm-hmm.
also, I'm going to have a non-wedding wedding shower. And also, since I'm not having kids, I'm going to have a non-baby baby shower. And I'm going
Yeah.
to have gift registries, and people can buy me stuff and all of the things that I would have gotten had I had given in and married and had babies.
I know I've had to do so many wedding gifts and baby gifts and all this shit, and there's always like, and not that I mind it, I'm excited for people, but it's like there's all these occasions where you get excited for people and like celebrate them, and it's like you don't get any
Well,
celebration for being alive and fine and
well,
whatever.
and I know people who aren't missing out on it not by choice. I know people that can't have babies, and like they go to baby showers all the time and they buy people baby gifts all the time. And then what's their big party that they get to have over and over?
I agree. Right there with you.
So gonna do it. I'm gonna
Okay.
rent a shitty VFW hall, get a bunch of low shelf booze, and hire someone to come in and play September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And
You can have all of those things. We just need to wait for the pandy to be over.
for some reason, when you said that, my brain saw a panda bear.
You always think about bears. That's why.
I know they're always in my head. They're always my friends.
I know. We'll find one. Don't worry.
My sleep has been really fucked up lately. I haven't been going to sleep until like 6 or 6:30 in the morning, and then I think I've been overdosing on melatonin because my dreams are massively fucked up.
I don't think that's the melatonin. Everybody's dreams have been fucked up. I've had very weird dreams. And I don't want to start a thing, but I feel like my dreams have been so weird since I got the vax. And I've also seen other people posting about like being unnecessarily sweaty. And I swear to you, ever since I got the first vax, I'm like sweatier than I used to be. And not like bad, but just like I'm not a sweaty person. I never sweat. And now I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be fucking sweating. And it wasn't like that before the vax.
I think you're just getting to be an old lady. Maybe you're going through the change.
Ew, I'm not.
You're
God.
getting hot flashes and shit.
I do get hot, but it's not. Well, it might be because my hair is down to my fucking ass now, too. I'm just like fucking drowning in my hair when I'm sleeping. I
You're
don't fucking
you're
know.
moving through the 4 stages of Sex in the City.
I know you were just talking about there's a Sex and the City episode where she fucking tells that friend that she's getting married to herself and she deserves a registry and blah, blah, blah. It was like this whole episode is just that theme.
See?
Oh, you know what's fucked? This is fucked. I'm just gonna take everything in our life back to 90210 again. But listen,
Jesus Christ.
I know I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. In this last few episodes, I was watching fucking, Smith from Sex and the City. He was in 90210 too, and I didn't remember. And his whole storyline on 90210 was the fucking same. Like he's from a small town, and then he's a movie star, and he doesn't want to get into it, and he doesn't like the attention. I'm like, who the fuck? Like, which one was first? I think 90210 was first, right?
90210 is definitely first.
Yeah, it's the same storyline, and he looks the same. I'm like, oh, so they just copied the same storyline? But anyway, okay, I showed you that cursed picture of Steve's 21st birthday party
Oh
where
my God, yes.
they made him a cake with his head in a Corvette. So listen, guess where the party was? On the Queen Mary.
It was?
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
I couldn't wait to tell you, and guess who played the party on the Queen Mary?
Oh no.
The Goo Goo Dolls. It was the episode just kept getting fucking more surreal. And then I don't remember why, but like Brandon and Steve got off the boat because they were looking for somebody. And then they wander into this bar and they sit at this bar and there's this like sketch ball next to them. And he starts talking to them and the guy lifts his hat up and it's Pauly Shore.
What was going on that show?
I don't know. It's just a thrill ride.
Was
I
it Goo
love
Goo
it.
Dolls? Was it like punk pop Goo Goo Dolls, or was it wishy washy love song Goo Goo Dolls?
It was like the Like the first album, like the first hits album.
Okay, because they had like 3 or 4 albums before people knew who they were, and they were like a punk rock band.
Yeah, it was a little after that. It was like not, I don't think they played like Name, but they played,
Right, because once they figured out that slow
yeah,
build riff, they
yeah,
rewrote that song like 8 times.
yeah. No,
Like
it was
name
like,
name turned into slide, turned into like they were all the same song.
yeah. I didn't hate any of them.
And you what talking about last week, talking about people who did stuff to their faces. What happened to John Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls?
I don't know, man. Because when in this episode, when he was on stage, I'm like, he was so cute. And then,
He was a good looking guy, and now he's very weird looking.
I know.
He
I,
looks a lot like Meg Ryan now.
yeah. But yeah, I couldn't wait to tell you that they were on La Queen Mary.
How funny is it that we grew up in an era where the coolest car you could have was a Corvette?
Dude, I've always hated Corvettes. Like, I don't know why they're a status symbol. They're so ugly. They're so corny to me. Like, if somebody was like, do you want this regular SUV, like, not even fancy? Do you want this Chevy SUV or do you want a Corvette? I'd be like, please, God, give me that SUV.
Absolutely.
Corvette is embarrassing.
And
Get it out of
I I always tell stories about how like my high school experience was like a John Hughes movie. Like it was so tropish. Being a punk rock kid in the 80s at a school full of jocks who beat me up, and I dated a cheerleader, and like it's such a John Hughes movie, but no shit. Everything about it, it's true, is a teen movie. I got elected to student government on a joke. People thought it would be really funny if the punk rock guy was on student government, and so they elected me to student government. And then I got on student government, but the president and the vice president of our student government were Biff and Muffy.
Nuh-uh.
Yes,
Nobody's named Muffy.
Biff and Muffy. And Muffy was the captain of the cheerleading squad.
This can't be real.
Absolutely real. And the reason I brought it up is because on Muffy's birthday, when she turned 17, her dad bought her a red Corvette for her 17th birthday, and she came to school crying and in tears because she wanted a pink one because red was going to clash with all of her pink clothes.
Ew. I would rather have a pink one than a red one too, but sure those aren't easy to come by.
But like everybody was like, your dad bought you a Corvette.
No, I know.
And she's crying. It was seriously like one of those My Sweet Super Sweet 16s before there was a My Super Sweet 16.
She's probably so heinous now. She's probably a Karen.
So I went to my 25th high school reunion.
What?
I went late. I knew that they were having it at the Royal Oak Music Theater. So I went to the bar, and then I said to myself, well, I'm just going to go like at the end because everybody will be hammered drunk. A lot of people will be gone, and I'll just wander in and see how everybody's doing. And so I did. I went the last like half an hour and sauntered right in. And it was so crazy because everybody was drunk and obviously everybody's older. But the cliques had completely broken back down. All the cheerleaders were together. All of the burnout kids were outside the Royal Oak Music Theater smoking cigarettes. All the jocks were like inside, like screaming at each other and pounding on their chests. It was crazy. Like everybody reverted instantly back to high school. And the cheerleaders did not look like cheerleaders anymore. They had grown up and gotten older and had kids. And the jocks were not in jock shape anymore. They were now older men. And it was a lot of it was quite sad.
That's a sad story.
It was a sad story because there was a couple people who saw me and kind of and recognized me and said stuff to me. Most people were so drunk they didn't pay any attention. But there were a couple people who were drunk and recognized me, and they legitimately went into that rap about how, like, wasn't this the best days of our lives? And you remember how awesome it was when blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh man, a lot of people do forever live in high school.
Ugh, I don't even remember barely anything. I didn't, it was just like, can I get through this? Get me out of here. And I was like friends with everybody. It wasn't bad. I was just like pointless. It's fucking pointless.
And I just skipped all the time and was never there.
Me too.
So that'll be the last one I probably will ever sneak into. It was really depressing when I went. The only thing that happened that was kind of mind blowing to me was, so the way they do reunions, I guess now, is they do multiple year reunions. So like some people are there from my class 25 years, and then there's some people from 20 years. Like it's weird. Like there's, and then if you went to the school ever, you can show up at a certain time too and just hang out. Like they need to sell tickets to make it so nobody's dishing out tons of cash.
Yeah.
But when I was there, right as I was about to leave, this guy comes up to me and he's got a name tag on, and he calls me Trout, which was my nickname in high school. And he's like, Trout. And I turn and look and walk over and I'm like, hey. And I look down at his name tag and I'm like, Chris? And I'm kind of confused. And he goes, oh yeah. He's like, you would never know me, man. We weren't friends or anything. He's like, I was 2 years younger than you in high school. But I just wanted to tell you, I didn't know if you were going to be here or not. It's great. But, I've always thought to look you up and find you out and tell you, I was a little dorky kid in high school and I used to watch people beat your ass all the time and you never stopped being you. And that was really inspiring me. So thanks, man.
That's
And
nice.
I was like, that is the nicest fucking thing anybody's ever said to me.
Seriously. It's so weird that people keep that shit in their back pocket for like their whole life, like just in case they ever ran into you.
It's 20 some odd years later.
I know.
And it sounded like a rehearsed speech, like it was crazy.
Aw, that's cute.
So I'm glad I didn't get my ass beat for nothing.
Karma's a bitch. All those people are probably fucking struck by lightning by now.
Yeah, they're not great. Like, a lot of them still live in the city. And so every now and then I'll see them and like just catch glimpses of them at grocery stores and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, I guess they're doing it, but yikes.
Yikes.
I don't think they're living a fantastic life of talking about fucking ghosts and UFOs and aliens and time travel for a living.
Yeah, no shit. Who's laughing now? Ugh, bullies. Gross. Mr. Adam Berry talked
Adam
about us yesterday.
loves the podcast.
Adam loves it. That was so cute. I was so surprised.
He gets it, right? Like
He
he
does get
understands
it.
it's just hanging out with your friends.
I know. He wants more drunk Bible talk.
I told him, well, I said that'll happen the next time I see him. We'll get drunk and I'll talk about crazy Bible stuff to him.
What was that thing you posted about a horse dick? A donkey dick? What was it?
It's from Ezekiel. It's that she will be pleased by men who have testicles the size of donkeys with emissions like those of horses.
What does that even mean?
That means they come like horses.
Well, I fucking know what an emission is. Why would you talk about... Listen, stop. I hate this. Why would you say something about a donkey and then a horse? That doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't they be comparable emissions?
I mean, I guess if you want to like read into Bible stuff, right? Like donkeys are, so you get like donkeys and mules, and if the translation is wrong, like mules are sterile. So like they could be talking about like sterile men who still have sex. Who knows? The Bible was written a long time ago and it's all fucked up and doesn't make any sense. That's why it's fun to talk about. It's insane.
I know. I fucking know. I didn't know any of it until you tell me weird shit.
Maybe I should just do an online Tenny's drunken Bible study class.
Just do it on here.
We'll go chapter by chapter through the Bible and pick out all the weirdest stuff.
We could do it on Sundays. And then you could just laugh and fucking say shit.
I am an ordained minister, so technically.
I'm sure you are.
I've performed 62 marriages.
Jeez. It's wild to think about.
It's wild to think about how many guys I know that I have so many male friends who have been to like 2 weddings. And then most of the women that I know have been to dozens upon dozens of weddings.
I've only been to like probably like 8 or 9.
But that's still a lot compared to, I think most men go to their wedding and then they go to like the wedding of their best friend.
Yeah.
And then they might go to one more if it's like the wife's best friend. You know what I mean? But most men have not gone to 60 fucking weddings.
Wait, we have to circle back for a minute because Adam told us that his favorite thing to do was to put podcasts down to half speed so they sound drunk.
Yes.
And he did it to us. And it's I was like shaking laughing. Like it was like 2 a.m. and the dog was sleeping and I'm like, don't laugh out loud. So I pulled it up. Hang on.
Hungover.
Vodka bear.
Smell like a vodka bear day. I watched the 1980s Flash Gordon movie.
Just stop it. It's so terrible.
That's my favorite thing I ever heard.
It's so funny.
I was dying. So yeah, he gets it. He wants to get drunk with us.
You could do that with your MMA podcasts.
I could. I never thought to do that. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a wonder I can even turn them on and listen to them. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just excited I got a new speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, so I can listen to podcasts while I'm taking a shower.
I know. I have a Bluetooth speaker in the bathroom too. I can't like shower or do my makeup without a podcast on.
I can't just stand in the shower. I can't. My brain is at that point right now where I can't have silence in it because it starts to go in really dark places. And so I just need there to be content going through my brain, whether it's music or talking.
Same.
And then in the shower, my brain gets so relaxed, like I can't. I just can't. I used to love standing in the shower and singing my shower song. I have a shower song, which.
Oh, God.
You want to hear a part of it?
I mean, I don't know if I do or not, but I know you're just gonna.
Listen, soap and shampoo, and you're washing your hair, and you're washing your feet, and you're washing your face, and soap and shampoo, and you're washing your hair, and you're washing your feet, and you're washing your face. Now wash your stomach.
You let me twist in the wind singing my bean songs for weeks, and then you finally come out with your weird fucking shower song? Okay.
I don't know where it came from. It's just something I say. I like to be happy in the shower. But now, like, if I'm in the shower without music and talking, even though I still kind of sing my shower song, I still need some content in my brain.
I don't have a shower song.
Well, that's fine. That's why you stink.
You're fucking fucked up.
When was the last time you washed your legs?
Ew, every time I shower. Girls shave. You have to shave your legs so you put soap all over.
What order do you shower in?
Did you see that tweet today too?
What?
There was a tweet today about what order do you do shit in?
In the shower?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. I just randomly brought it up.
I wash my face, then I shampoo, then I put my conditioner on. Then while my conditioner's on, I wash my body and shave, then rinse my conditioner. Then I get out.
I wash my head and my face, and then my arms and body, down to my legs and feet, and then dance around in the water for a while. Do you towel dry when you get out of the shower?
Yeah.
Because I usually don't.
I hate, okay, I don't know if it's the same for, probably it's not, but girls, like, I can't fucking have wet hair on my back. It's the grossest fucking feeling. So I have to so before I even dry off, I instantly put my hair up and then I dry off my body. Like, I have to get my fucking wet hair off my back. It's the grossest. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, ah.
Well, I don't have any hair, so that's not a thing. But I always just, somewhere in the back of my brain decades ago, and I could be completely wrong about this, and you could tell me now that I'm absolutely right. Or absolutely wrong. But in my brain, like, for the sake of nice skin, I always feel like I should just air dry instead of like rubbing towel all over my body.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same for body, but I've definitely heard a million times that you're not supposed to use the same towel to dry off your face every day because there is like bacteria on there, and you just like they sell like single use, which is I'm sure terrible for the environment, but they have like packs of like single use like face dry wipes for girls that are like super obsessed with their skin, but I just use a towel.
Well, I used to date a woman too, and when she would get out of the shower, like, instead of towel drying, she would get out of the shower and then immediately like put on lotion and body lotion and oil and stuff.
Yeah, I do that. You have to do that while your pores are open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shower tips.
Shower tips. Last week was just like murder tips, and now we're just like Tenny and Jessica are your mom.
Okay, so what do you? I had just plain potato chips. What's your chip tip?
Oh my god. I'm very plain. I like plain chips. I like plain Ruffles, Wavy Lays. I like Fritos. I'm like a plain old chips. I don't like, you like salt and vinegar chips, which makes me gag. I don't like barbecue chips. I just like plain old chips.
What's your feeling on like kettle cooked chips?
I enjoy regular kettle chips a lot.
I
Yes.
hate kettle cooked chips. I like,
Yeah, 'cause don't you have teeth problems?
that's right. That
I
is
would chew
true.
on ice cubes. Like I have really good teeth and I like crunchy shit.
You are correct. I have broken a tooth drinking water.
Yeah, you can't munch on a kettle chip. Bad idea. I've been obsessed with birds lately because there's a woodpecker making a hole in my tree, and then I've just been looking at bird stuff a lot. And then where was I? Where were you? I was over your house. I think I was. I don't fucking know where we were, but I said, "What the fuck is that?" And you said it's a grackle. And now I've been obsessed with the word grackle, so that's what I've been calling Bean all week is grackle. Grack, little grack, and then I'll call him grack, little gracken,
Oh, release the Kraken.
gracken, grackle. So yeah, so I'm in a bird mode right now. I was really excited that on Twitter. I posted a picture of a. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about. There's a regular blue jay, and then there's that dark lord blue jay with like a black head. And at first, it made me okay. So many of my followers on there now are MMA people that it like almost. I get like almost like scared before I post it because I'm like sometimes if you don't post MMA shit enough, they'll fucking unfollow you, and then I'm like, all the paranormal people must be so sick of my fucking fight post, but I don't care. So then when I have something normal to post about like birds, I'm like, I'm gonna lose like 10 MMA followers. Anyway, so I posted about these freaking birds, and so many people liked it, and so many little MMA guys like retweeted it. I'm like, oh my god, they like my bird post. And like I found it so cute that like tough guy MMA fans would be like, oh my god, I love this bird fact, retweet. Like, made me so happy. But anyway, so then you quote tweeted about it being a crypto thing. So
Stellar Jay.
explain.
It's a Stellar Jay. It was
Yeah.
discovered by this guy named George Steller in the 1700s, who was a naturalist, and I think he was like one of the first Europeans to like go to Alaska.
Mm.
And he also, on that trip to Alaska, reported seeing what came to be known as Steller's sea ape, which was like a mammal, water living creature with arms and a face, like a mermaid.
What?
But I mean, eventually people figured out he probably saw like a seal or a walrus that he had never seen before.
Maybe not though.
But maybe not, though.
Maybe not though.
Unfortunately, the majority of animals, because there's a whole bunch of, there's like, I say Stellar sea ape, and then like a Stellar jay is what that blue jay is called. But then there's like Stellar sea cow. There's all these other animals that are all named Stellar because he was the first one to see them and discover them.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Stellar jay is the only one that's still like very populous. Every other one is either endangered or extinct.
Mm.
Good work, human beings.
I know. I downloaded this bird app and now I'm like obsessed with. It's a little weird though because they're like, it says you can like take a picture of it with your iPhone and it'll like identify the bird. I'm like, how the fuck close? You can't get near a bird. Like it's gonna be the worst picture ever. So we'll see how that works out. But you can download. I downloaded the library of all the birds in North America and Canada. So I'm just gonna tweak out and learn about birds.
You know what you should get instead?
What?
I have a book about American birds
I
that
want
I
that.
just walk around with, and I put it in my pocket, and I look at American birds.
I need it.
And I can look up anything, included the tufted titmouse.
You're a titmouse. I hate that word. I can't believe I said that.
What? Titmouse?
Yeah.
Or tits?
Tits.
Tits. Jugs.
Don't. I can't.
That's another bar thing. There was a guy at Gus's. He used to call this. I can't remember who the girl was, but all I remember is that her name was Jugs.
Bro, on MMA Twitter, a bunch of the people say milkers, and it makes me want to die. I want to die. I really want to die. That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
My friend Matt, this is years ago, my friend Matt didn't call them swingers. He called them swangers with an A.
Ew. I honestly like that more than anything that we've said so far.
Not when some drunk dude's like, look at the swangers on her.
I really don't hate it. Oh my god.
Swangers.
Oh my
Ugh.
god. When we drive by cows on road trips now, we're gonna be like, look at those swangers. You're like joking. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Ugh, it's better than milkers.
Ah, ah, I can't. People are so gross.
I'm
We
not a
just
boob. I'm
don't.
not a boob guy anyway, so like all of it is kind of gross to me. Not
I know I
gross, but
yeah.
like I just don't get the obsession. I never
No.
have. I never have.
We're like cerebral. I'm not like instantly attracted to people normally. I just like I like usually your sense of humor and then like whatever, like if you're into cool shit or like if you're successful or whatever, and then it's like looks aren't first. Like guys are so a lot of guys are seem just look driven or and I don't even know if they really are, but maybe it's like a if my girl's hot, then I can show off or something. I don't fucking know what it is, but
Yeah, that's always been super gross to me. Like when guys that I know talk about their girlfriends or their wives as if they are like show off pieces.
yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and going to weddings, that happens a lot. Like I'll hear guys say like, "Look at all these chicks in this. I got the hottest woman in the room."
I mean, that's nice.
But at the same time, there's this.
If it's if they mean it and they're actually with that person, not if they're like just met them 3 days ago.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Especially if she's got big swangers.
you fucking swingers. God, we're just our vocab for just inventing words on this is just gonna keep growing.
Just gonna be a T-shirt with all of the words.
Oh my god, yes. We'll just be our logo on the back, and the front will just say swingers. Ew. What would be the opposite if you have small boobs, though?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know what to think about that.
I don't know either. I'm not hip on all the male lingo. I'm sure there is some lingo for small boobs.
Well, people can just tell us what that is.
What's a gross what's something gross that men or women call dicks?
I don't know.
I hate when people talk about their rods.
Ew. Who says that?
I've heard it before.
Ew.
It seems so harsh and gross.
It is harsh.
Gotta check out my rod.
Blech. I know. God, I don't even want to talk about it. Me and you, I don't know what it is, but we always just get assaulted with shit online and come across shit. And I don't even know what it was, but somebody liked my tweet the other day. And then I clicked on their shit and their fucking dick was all over their page. And I was just not ready.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was like some of the pics they were out, but then other pics it was like down the one leg of their jeans and just like the whole outline. I was like, fuck, it's like a Wednesday at 2:00. Fucking Jesus. I didn't mean to see all that. Christ.
I
Just
told
trying to
you
have
it
a
popped
fucking
up on
iced
my
coffee.
Twitter. I told you it popped up on my Twitter on like a Tuesday in the afternoon. All of a sudden, someone's got their asshole spread open and their balls hanging out between their legs.
You did tell me that.
It's like I'm trying to drink fucking coffee here.
I know we're just trying to talk about birds and just be really innocent. And then all of a sudden, like, not suitable for work.
I gotta see some weird pink brown taint right in my fucking face.
Stop. Stop. Oh, we're going to get so many people like.
And I can tell you by the look of it, in the 2.5 seconds it was assaulting me online in my face, I can tell you right now from the amount of hair and depth that picture showed, no matter how much you wash it, it didn't smell good.
Stop. Stop. But that's another thing you do on trips is you try and gross me out so bad. You like graphically like describe something until I'm like gonna barf. And you think it's funny.
It is pretty funny.
I know. I can't even think of any examples right now, but you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Like when you tell me where you fucking drop shit on your feet and your fucking toenails are coming off and shit and you fucking tell me about it like I want to hear about that.
Yeah, when that toenail smashed, it was the worst.
Nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody wants to hear
Ugh.
about it. Wait,
It was
you
just
can tell me.
like it was like if you put a mushroom in grape jelly and then hit it with a hammer.
Stop. Stop. See, this we'll be in the car with all the windows rolled up, and you'll just tell me about some gross bodily fucking. What is that? What's the story? You electrocuted yourself and somebody found you in the garage?
I was in the garage playing with the Jacob's ladders that I have in my garage.
Yeah, that's normal.
And then I woke up on the floor of the garage. It was because I was here by myself, but I told people I'm going to go out in the garage, and people told me to be careful. And then I think I came back in, and on Twitter I said, like, yeah, I should have been more careful. I've been laying on the floor of the garage for the past 3 hours.
What is a Jacob's ladder?
The easiest way to explain it to anyone is in old horror movies, you'll see lightning going between two rods of metal, like in two rods. Like in an old Frankenstein movie, when you see electricity like arcing across, like that's a Jacob's ladder. So it's a giant transformer.
Yeah.
And then it has two metal rods attached to it. And then you turn it on, and the electricity tries to make a connection between the two pieces of metal, and then the heat of the electricity forces it up. So then it goes up.
And you electrocuted yourself and passed out.
Well, yeah, because if the two pieces of metal aren't close enough, then it's just filled with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
If they're close enough, the electricity it makes a spark gap, and then it sparks, and so it's doing something. Well, if it's not sparking because the metal is too far away, this is really boring. But if the metal is too far away and it's not sparking, it looks like it's off. It's just not doing anything.
Oh.
So I thought I didn't know I had it turned on because it wasn't doing anything, and I wanted the two pieces of metal to be closer, so I needed to push them closer together. So I reached forward to push the pieces of metal together, but then I became the conductor, and it blew me backwards and knocked me on the floor of the garage for a few hours.
Oh my God.
I'm more careful now.
Have you played with it since?
Oh yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah, it's funny because usually the ones that they use in movies and stuff, they're about the size of a pack of cigarettes. And that's the ones they use because if they shock you, they're not going to do too much damage. And so when I built my first ones, those are the ones I used, and they were cool, but I wanted them to look the way they looked like in Frankenstein movies. And so I contacted this guy that I knew who does like the neon signs, or not the neon signs, but the light up signs for gas stations, for like the giant shell signs outside of a gas station.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him if I could have one of those. And so he gave me one of those, but that's like an industrial transformer. That's like 150,000 volts, as where the ones they're probably, the doorbell ones are probably like 5 volts or 6 volts. So it's really big, and it's really not good to touch.
First of all, bravo for doing that to yourself. Secondly, what was that thing you shocked me with? That fucking old medical. It's like a medical thing, right?
Yeah, it's a turn of the century. It's called either like sometimes they're called Vita rays, and sometimes they're called purple rays, and sometimes they're called argon rays. And they were made in the turn of the century to electrify your body and electrify your blood and make you more healthy.
Sure.
And so I have one, and that's what I shocked you with. But like I just shocked you on the skin. I didn't do, those that comes with probes that are to be inserted. Like there's an anal probe and a vaginal probe, and there's one that goes in your mouth, and there's one that goes on your eyeball, and there's one that goes in your ear.
Yeah,
I just touch this. I just touch it to your skin.
I know you have a rule that if people come over your house, then they have to get shocked by the fucking machine.
Yep.
So I had to get shocked.
Yeah, I do it to myself randomly throughout the month.
You're crazy.
Hoping
if you just do you taught me the trick. Like if you leave it on yourself, it's fine. But if you tap it, it fucking kills.
Yes. So that's the thing. It's making the same thing with the Jacob's ladder. When you're just tapping it, it's making a spark gap. When you leave it on you, it's created a closed circuit, so it doesn't hurt so bad.
Yeah. But you don't, obviously somebody's doing it to you, you don't trust it at first, so I kept pulling away, and then it fucking doesn't feel great.
No, and then if you do it through clothing, it hurts even more. Do you remember that when I did it to you? When I was doing it through like your pant leg instead of
yeah.
When I did it on your knee, it didn't hurt so much, but when I would go through your pant leg, it would hurt.
Yeah.
Because it's got to climb through the cotton.
It was a spicy feeling.
You got zapped by my rod.
Gross. Ah, fucking nutcase. Mad scientist. Weirdo. I need a car ride. I haven't left the house in, what day is it? Monday? I haven't left the house in 8, 9, 10, 11 days, I think.
Yeah, I need to go to the post office and the bank.
I have to go to the post office so we can get more coffee from Old Town Roasting. It's been sitting there. We gotta get the coffee.
Do an Old Town Roasting song.
Old Town Roasting. That was like the feeling that went through my head was if I was on like a porch in a wooden chair and there was like a little, the little haze thing coming out of my mouth. Yeah, I keep making you choke. So if I had a straw hat on, I was like, oh, tail roasting. That's what I was doing. So we have to get that. Go for a little ride, maybe. I want to go to the greenhouse again, too. I need a pot for the ugly plant.
You should, if you come over to go to the bank or to the post office or stuff, you should look in my garage because I realized I have a lot of pots in my garage.
What?
Yeah,
After we bought a million pots?
Well, I just didn't realize, like, I've been moving stuff out of the house and into the garage, and my dad was garbage picking stuff, and now I've got like a shelf of pots.
Cute. Not that many. I think I need, I don't know, 2 or 3. But I'll come over. If not tomorrow, then maybe Wednesday. I don't know what day. Me and you both, we know the second we wake up if we're leaving the house or not that day.
Yes.
Like, it won't strike me later in the day. It's like either I know or I don't know. Like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, strangely enough, in the past, I was thinking about this today when I was walking back from the gas station, that on Thursday, I walked to the gas station and the bakery, and then on Friday, I rode my bike to the bank and the dollar store. And then today I walked to the gas station and the comic book store, and I was like, boy, I've gotten out of the house more in the past like 5 days than I have in the past 2 months.
I would just like to note for the record, for the jury, that you again went to the fucking dollar store, even though you denied to me that you never fucking go there. And every episode you say you went there. It's not like these are months apart, Tenny. These are fucking...
I bet you if you go back and look, I bet you the last time I went was a month ago.
You go every day.
It's not true.
You do so. You're fucking frequent flyer, dollarstore.com.
It's not true. I needed Raisin Bran.
Oh my God. Old man Tenny with the Raisin Brands.
Don't you like Raisin Bran?
No, I don't like fucking raisins. Ew.
Do you like cereal?
Yeah. Who doesn't like cereal?
There are people who don't like cereal. My dad hates cereal. My dad's a psychopath.
Your dad eats ice cream with salsa on it.
That is true.
He's not an example of anything.
What are your top 3 cereals?
Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Then probably Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks are my number 1.
And Captain Crunch. Crunch Berries. And that's all.
Apple Jacks number 1. Captain Crunch number 2. But I will swap Captain Crunch or King Vitamin.
What the fuck is that?
King Vitamin is basically the same as Captain Crunch. You never had King Vitamin? King Vitamin, have breakfast with the king.
There's so many not real songs in this episode. I don't even know what you're saying. Oh my God, I just sent my dad a meme. That's that Midwest versus Everybody account where it says, the first part says, like, everyone stand for our national anthem, and then it says Midwest, and it does the save big money at Menards. That's us. I sent it to my dad, and he's like, that's my anthem. I'm like, I fucking know.
I saw one of those Midwest things, and the guy said, I think it was a TikTok, but he was like, if you're from the Midwest, he's like, I'm taking a poll. Where do you go? Do you go to Kroger's or do you go to Meijer's?
Ew.
And then, like, it looks like he's reading. It's filmed, so he's not. And it looks like he's reading the results. And then he stops and he goes, you're all from the Midwest because you're all saying either Kroger's or Meijer's. And it's Kroger and fucking Meijer.
Listen, the second you said it, I got fucking pissed off because I hate it's Meijer. Kroger. No S at the end. There's
You
another
remember
one that somebody says.
Ford's?
Ew. No, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
I
There's
work
like,
at Ford's.
it's one of the, I don't remember. It's like
Power
a,
Jacks.
ugh, that's old. I don't know. I felt like it was a convenience store, but I can't remember.
7-Elevens.
No. Myers will just, no. I hate it.
Do you remember when Meyer was called Meyer Thrifty Acres?
Was it really called that?
Yeah.
My dad calls it that, but I thought he made that up.
No, that's what it was really called. Because when I was little, I thought it was Meyer 50 Acres. I thought every store was 50 acres big because it was so huge when I was little. And so in my brain, it made sense that it was Meyer 50 Acres.
I really didn't know it was really called that.
Yes.
Weird. I thought he made that up.
And it wasn't open 24 hours when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember day like I think it was when I was like in high school, and the thing to do was like, well, there's nowhere to go. You just go walk at Meyer at like 3. It was so fun.
Yeah. I spent so many hours wandering around Meyer at 3 o'clock in the morning
I know.
and
I remember I went there.
stole so much stuff from there.
This is like a weird memory, but I remember some guy I dated. I don't even fucking remember which one it was, but it was like I swear it was like our first hangout, and we went to Meyer, and I had a fucking full blown panic attack at Meyer. And I remember he laid down dog beds so I could lay down and like get through my panic attack, and then it was over, and it was like the nicest thing. Isn't that cute?
The first panic attack I ever had was at the dentist, and I was in the chair and they were starting to give me gas, and I started to have a panic attack, and I started going like, no, 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 no gas, no gas, no gas. And the dentist put his hands on my shoulder to like hold me down in the chair, and I totally freaked out. I don't remember how he grabbed me, but somehow or another, I bit through his finger.
Jesus.
Like he tried to like put his hand, I guess maybe he was trying to like push me down by my throat into the chair, but like his finger got up near my mouth and I just chomped on it. And that was the end of the dentist appointment.
I bet. Panic attacks are the worst.
The worst. After I died and was going to therapy and taking medicines and stuff to get through it and talking to therapists, they put me on different sedatives because I was having panic attacks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember which drug it was they gave me, but when I was having a panic attack, I was supposed to put it under my tongue and it would supposedly start to work instantly.
Dang.
And so I started having a panic attack. I put it under my tongue, and then I had an allergic reaction to it. So in the middle of my panic attack, my tongue swelled up in my mouth and blocked my throat, and I couldn't breathe. And my aunt, who was a nurse, I'm having a panic attack. My tongue has inflated. I can't breathe. My aunt has to sit on me and put her fingers in my mouth and push my tongue down against my throat. Like it was the worst fucking thing in the world.
That sounds terrible. I wonder what they gave you.
It was either, if I might be wrong, but it was an H medicine. So it was either Haldol or Halcyon.
Jeez.
I know whatever it was, one of those two got pulled off the market because it was having bad. One of the side effects was not only were people not able to breathe, but it was making people suicidal.
Great.
Which is great for people who have panic attacks.
No shit. Lucky you weren't alone.
I know. It was during like a family birthday party.
Jeez.
Which made it even worse because then like at that time, like worried about how people see you and think about you. And plus I was just recovering from this experience where I was already worried about people and what they thought about me.
You're okay. It's okay.
We're all okay.
No, oh God.
We're all okay.
I don't even know what accent we're doing right now.
I don't know. We're all okay with our rods and swangers.
Yeah, swangers. Get them swangers out. Gross.
That guy, Matt, who used to say swangers, I just thought about this too, told me a really gross story about a girl who had big swangers and she had super hairy nipples.
Ew. Why?
Said he went out and the first time that they slept together, he took her shirt off and she had like pubic hair, long hair around the edge of her nipples.
Nope. Wonder what that guy's up to.
Matt is not in a good place, I'm sure. He dated a girl for like 2 or 3 months and then they broke up I mean, I broke up with a girl because she smelled like Tubbies, so I guess I'm no one to talk. But Matt broke up with this girl because she never shaved her toes.
What?
He said that he broke up with her because he came home one time. He came home and she was at his house, and she had like a little hairbrush and was combing the hair on her toes.
Stop. Literally everything that this guy told you doesn't sound real. Let's just talk about that. He has a hair problem, and I don't think any of it's real.
People have hairy nipples.
Well, I know, but no, this doesn't sound real. Okay, it's weird.
Sometimes hair gets out of control.
Oh,
I'm getting older. I find hair in my ears now. It's gross.
stop.
I found a big long hair on my back the other day.
See, this is what you do when we're in the car. And it's like when I'm already nauseous and I just want to fucking keep it together, and
It wasn't like a foot long. It was like a little hair, but you know.
Nobody wants to know though, bro.
Who knows? It's just me and you.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, nobody. Literally me. I don't want to know that, is what I meant.
Now you know.
There's a new Son of Sam doc coming out on Netflix in 2 days.
Not gonna watch it.
I am, if I can fit it in between 90210 episodes. I swear to you right now, since
Whose Netflix account are you using?
Listen, I don't know, nobody's. I'm gonna illegally stream that shit like everybody else does because I don't have Netflix right now. But no, literally since the last time we talked, I have not watched a single other TV show or movie or anything besides 90210. Not one thing.
That's crazy.
From sun up to sundown, that's all I do. I put it on, and then I know I'm in season 8 now. That's all I do. But I'm gonna have to take a break and watch it's called Sons of Sam, and I guess it's like new footage and interviews, and I guess he talks about how he wasn't alone. It looks really good.
What was I had a dream about Son of Sam.
That's weird.
I can't remember what it was about. I'll have to look. I know that this is how your brain does weird things.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like showing me the names of serial killers, and then it was showing me how they were all related.
I'm sure they are somehow.
No, but I mean like how, I guess in my dream it was telling me that they were all one evil spirit, and it kept renaming itself, but it kept naming itself in a way. So like it was saying, like, I know this doesn't make any sense because it's a dream, but it was saying like in my dream, like the reason that Son of Sam called himself Son of Sam is because Sam is a man's name, and the last time the spirit was alive, he was the man's son, and so he was Charles Manson. And then when he was reborn as the Son of Sam, which is the name of a man. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it was doing things like that with serial killer names.
That's interesting. That is an interesting theory, that it would be like an ongoing dark force throughout history that just goes into different people.
And then each person fulfills the destiny of that dark thing, but in the own person's individual way.
Mm-hmm. I guess the only thing that would be weird is like there's different serial killers at the same time, but
it's just a dream.
I like it. Did you watch Dexter?
Nope.
God, you gotta watch Dexter. It's coming back this fall. You could binge it.
You telling me that I need to watch Dexter is like me telling you that you should watch Criminal Minds.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Fine. Isn't it just, aren't all those network crime shows just like fucking real crime stories but told fake?
No, not at all.
Isn't that what Law and Order is?
Yes, Law and Order is, but Criminal Minds is just a show about like a whole team of mind hunters. There's a whole team of profile people.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so they have to make up crazy unsubs for every episode.
How many seasons have there been of that?
Oh, there's been too many, and it's over now, and it got really off the rails. But the first 3 or 4 seasons were really good when the oldest profiler was played by Mandy Patinkin.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Mandy Patinkin is?
I don't think so.
If you saw him, you'd know him.
I would. You just
Mandy, have you ever seen The Princess Bride?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh my God.
I know, you keep embarrassing me. I somehow knew this was going to come up eventually.
That you had never seen The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Never-Ending Story?
Abby, yeah.
Well, you say Abby, but you haven't seen The Princess Bride.
I know.
Like some weird freak.
Okay, you haven't seen Titanic.
Ugh,
We're gonna watch it.
it sinks. I know.
Okay, fucking that's not what it's about. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that's not what it's about.
Billy Zane, whatever.
Yeah, he's hot. I stalk his Instagram sometimes. There's a
Billy
fun
Zane is
fact
one of
for
those
everybody.
guys who made the transition into a good-looking bald man.
Dude, absolutely, for one. And for two, he still holds up. He still looks fucking fantastic and he dresses so cool and he does all this like large scale artwork and like travels. He's the shit. Look at his Instagram, everybody. He's living the best life and he's hot. Want to hang out with him.
Is he married to anybody?
I think he was, but I don't. Wait. Yeah, I think he is married. I don't remember. I'll have to look again.
What are your other what other like big gaps? You've never seen a Star Wars film, right?
I've seen them. I tried to watch like the first couple, like the original couple when I was younger. Like, I feel like it's whenever you start dating somebody and they're like, oh, you're going to love
Go
this.
see
And
it,
then I'm
yeah.
like, oh, fucking try and watch it for you and I'll hate it. So I've tried. I just don't like it.
So no Star Wars, no Avengers superhero movies.
No. I watched like the Deadpool movies.
Yeah,
I really like those.
yeah, those are funny, but they're not really the superhero movies.
I know, but
No Lord of the Rings films.
no.
You got some work to do.
So do you.
What, Titanic?
Titanic and 10 Things I Hate About You.
Ugh.
And I don't know, there's other ones that like piss me off that you haven't seen, but we have time. We'll have movie nights.
Isn't it crazy that there are like, I think about that all the time, that there are like these huge movie universes that I've never seen, or like there's a television show that's been on for 20 seasons and I've
Yeah.
never seen an episode.
Like the Resident Evil movies, I've never seen any of those.
Those are pretty funny because they're so terrible.
Yeah.
And Mila Jovovich never ages.
Yeah, never saw those. I never saw.
But like when I think about the fact that like Big Bang Theory was on for like 15 years or whatever like that.
Barf.
And I think I watched one half of an episode.
That and that mom show is like the worst show ever.
Or Two and a Half Men.
God, who watches that? Yeah, okay, I would watch Friends reruns for fucking hours and that on Nick at Night or whatever the fuck it is. And then Mom would start at like 2:20 and it would get like 4 dialogue lines in and I'm like, get this off my fucking teeth. I can't even stand it. Every episode was the same. No joke lands. It's so bad. Fuck that show. That show. Worst show. And it's still on. I think it's still on. Who's watching that terrible show?
Did you know I can't watch Gilligan's Island?
Oh yeah, you did tell me that before. Because you think they're fucking stupid.
Yeah. Every time the episode starts, you know that the episode is about they're going to have a way to escape off the island, but Gilligan's going to fuck it up, and it makes me mad.
You haven't watched it in a really long time. I feel like I used to watch reruns when I was like little, but I haven't watched it in a long time. But I guess that's a good point, but...
Because, I mean, if you were really trapped on an island with no hope of escape, the third time that Gilligan fucked something up, you'd kill him.
Yeah, probably.
You'd be like, we don't need him.
You could just tie him to a tree and be like, okay, we're going to figure this out and we'll come back and get you.
Yeah.
Just don't move.
Yeah, I like that I went right to killing him.
I know.
That's all I got.
I know. I don't know what else I got either. Pretty much nothing. I don't do anything.
No one does.
I know. Some people do.
I think some people play a good game, but they don't really.
We have more fun doing nothing than a lot of people have doing a lot of things.
I think you do more than you think you know.
I know. I do. I stained a shelf yesterday outside. That was fun.
In this day and age, honestly, making it through the next day is accomplishing a big task.
It is.
It is, really.
About it. All right. Well, go jump off a bridge or something. Got him.
You got me right at the end.
Arr,
You came in with the screwer.
Arr,
With your swangers right at the
got
last
him.
minute.
Right in the swingers.
Okay, bye.
Bye.